Number 1, the first door they keep hidden. Listen closely, because what I'm about to tell you is the kind of truth people bury under comfort, excuses, and sweet little lies. Success doesn't begin with luck, talent, or opportunity. It begins with the brutal realization that no one is coming to save you, and the world prefers you never discover that. The first secret they hide is simple, cold, and merciless. Power belongs to the one who takes responsibility for everything, even the things they didn't cause. When you claim responsibility, you claim control. The weak blame the world and stay chained to it. The strong absorb the chaos, convert it into fuel, and bend circumstances in their favor. Success demands that you stop waiting, stop hoping, and stop praying for someone to hand you a path. Machiavelli knew this. Whoever controls their reactions controls their fate. Most people react emotionally, like puppets dancing in someone else's storm. You will not. You will become the calm inside the hurricane. You will respond with strategy, not feelings. That's where true power begins. Not in noise, but in discipline. Not in confidence, but in control. The moment you decide that every setback is your responsibility, you take the steering wheel back from the world. And people fear that version of you. They prefer you confused, soft, distracted, drowning in self-doubt, because a focused mind becomes dangerous. So understand this. The first secret of success is absolute ownership over your time, your mind, your decisions, and your destiny. Once you accept that, no betrayal can break you, no rejection can weaken you, and no obstacle can slow you. You become untouchable, and this is only the beginning. Number 2, the second secret they hope you never learn. Here's the second secret, and it's darker than the first. People don't want you to win because your success exposes their laziness. They will smile at you, congratulate you, and pretend to support you. But inside, they are terrified of what you could become if you stop holding yourself back. Machiavelli understood human nature better than anyone. He knew that envy is stronger than admiration, and comfort is stronger than ambition. Most people want you predictable, average, harmless. The moment you aim higher, their mask slips. They distract you with drama, guilt, fake obligations, and emotional traps, because the one thing they fear is your focus. And that's why the second secret of success is strategic isolation. Not loneliness, not bitterness. Isolation with purpose. When you cut out the noise, you cut out their influence. When you choose silence over chaos, your mind sharpens like a blade. You stop absorbing doubts that never belong to you. You stop carrying weights that were never yours to hold. You stop letting unambitious people comment on a life they're too afraid to live. Understand this. Lions don't grow in crowds, they grow in solitude. Success requires you to detach from opinions, detach from validation, detach from the weak mindset that keeps the world in chains. When you rise, people will whisper. When you grow, people will resent. When you transform, people will panic. Let them, because their fear is proof that you are moving correctly. Protect your goals the way kings protect their thrones, quietly, ruthlessly, without apology. This is the second secret. Guard your focus like it's your life, because it is. And once you master this, you become someone they can no longer distract, deceive, or derail. You become unstoppable. Number 3, the third secret. Power is never given, only taken. Now we reach the third secret, the one everyone denies, everyone fears, and everyone quietly obeys. Success is not earned, it is taken. The world is not a fair arena where the most moral, kind, or deserving person wins. No, it's a battlefield where the strategic rise, the disciplined endure, and the fearless dominate. Machiavelli understood this perfectly. Power gravitates to those who act, not those who wait. While most people hesitate, overthink, doubt themselves, or beg for permission, the ones who succeed move with precision. They strike when the opportunity is small. They build when no one is watching. They prepare when everyone else is sleeping. That is the truth they never want you to learn. You don't need approval to rise. You need intent. You don't wait for chances. You manufacture them. You don't ask for doors to open. You break them off the hinges. And once you embrace this mindset, the world stops feeling intimidating. It becomes negotiable, moldable, influenceable. You'll see how soft most people really are. They avoid discomfort, so they avoid growth. They avoid responsibility, so they avoid leadership. They avoid risk, so they avoid success. But not you. You will lean into discomfort like a weapon. You will treat discipline as your armor. You will make pressure your natural environment. Because when pressure becomes familiar, fear becomes irrelevant. The third secret is simple but ruthless. You must take your place in the world before someone weaker takes it from you. No hesitation, no apology, no permission. Success bows only to the bold. And when you understand that, you no longer chase power, you become it. Number 4, why the world tries to keep you weak. Understand this clearly. The world benefits from you being weak, uncertain, and easily controlled. A strong mind is dangerous. A focused mind is unpredictable. And a disciplined mind is untouchable. That is why society feeds you comfort, distraction, entertainment, and excuses. Because every minute you waste is power slipping from your hands into theirs. Machiavelli warned that rulers fear nothing more than individuals who think for themselves. Because independent thinkers don't obey blindly, don't follow the crowd, and don't break under pressure. The truth is harsh. The world doesn't want you powerful. It wants you manageable. So they teach you to fear risk, to avoid conflict, to stay humble in the name of politeness even when humility drains your ambition. They want you addicted to validation, always needing approval before you move. They want you trapped in emotional reactions because emotional people are predictable, and predictable people are easy to manipulate. But here's the shift. Once you stop giving your power away, you become a threat to the system that prefers you asleep. When you begin to question your limits, when you start cutting off toxic people, when you refuse to settle for a small life, you break the invisible chains they wrapped around your mind. And that terrifies them, because a person who becomes self-reliant, self-disciplined, and self-controlled is no longer a pawn. They become a player. So ask yourself, will you continue living as they designed you to live, or will you rewrite the script they handed you? The world tries to keep you weak because it knows what you are capable of when you wake up. And once you choose strength over comfort, discipline over distraction, and power over approval, you won't just rise, you'll rise beyond anyone's reach. Number 5, the inner war you must win first. Before you conquer the world, you must conquer yourself. And this is the battlefield most people never dare to enter. The greatest enemy of your success is not society, not your past, not your circumstances. It is the undisciplined version of you that seeks comfort over growth, distraction over purpose, and excuses over action. Machiavelli understood that a leader who cannot command himself will eventually be commanded by others. The same is true for you. If you don't control your impulses, someone else will weaponize them against you. You must win the war inside your mind, the war against laziness, doubt, fear, and emotional weakness. Every time you wake up late, delay your goals, avoid hard decisions, or let emotions dictate your moves, you are giving the weaker version of yourself more power. And that version of you would rather stay safe than rise. But hear this truth. Your future depends entirely on which version of you becomes stronger. When discipline becomes your daily ritual, success stops being a mystery. When structure replaces chaos, your path becomes clear. When focus becomes your default, opportunities start appearing where others see nothing. But this transformation requires brutality. Brutality against your bad habits, your soft tendencies, your old mindset. You must speak to yourself like a commander preparing a soldier for battle, sharply, truthfully, without sympathy for your weaknesses. Because sympathy for your weakness is sabotage. There will be days when your mind whispers, rest, stop, wait. You must answer with action. There will be moments when doubt creeps in. Crush it with execution. There will be times when fear tries to freeze you. Walk forward anyway. Winning the inner war is the foundation of all power, because once you master yourself, the world becomes far easier to master. That is how kings are forged, not by chance, but by inner conquest. Number 6, why discipline is the ultimate form of power. Discipline is the silent force that separates the extraordinary from the forgettable. And this is the truth no one wants to face. Talent fades, motivation dies, inspiration disappears. But discipline, cold, consistent, and relentless, turns ordinary men into threats. Machiavelli believed that the most powerful individuals were not the loudest or the strongest, but the ones who could command their own behavior with absolute precision. Discipline is self-respect expressed through action. Every time you choose discipline over comfort, you are proving to yourself that your future matters more than your mood. That is power. While others chase quick dopamine hits, you will chase mastery. While they waste hours distracting themselves, you will create hours that build your empire. While they stay enslaved to impulses, you will rise by controlling yours. And make no mistake, discipline is not about punishment, it is about liberation. The freedom to build the life you want. The freedom to outperform anyone who doubted you. The freedom to live without depending on luck or permission. The undisciplined man is a prisoner of his emotions. The disciplined man is a commander of his destiny. And once you realize that discipline is the sharpest weapon in your arsenal, you begin treating your habits like soldiers and your time like territory. Every wasted minute is territory surrendered. Every disciplined action is territory gained. You want success? Then build the habits that success requires. You want power? Then control what others cannot. Your focus, your routine, your inner state. Discipline is the great separator. It is the reason one man rises while another collapses under the same circumstances. They will call you obsessed, extreme, even cold. Let them. For those who cannot discipline themselves will always fear those who can. This is the law of power, and the world obeys it. Number 7, the art of moving in silence. Success does not announce itself with noise. It is built in shadows, in silence, in the places where no one is watching. And this is where most people fail. They talk too much, reveal too much, expose their ambitions to those who secretly hope they never rise. Machiavelli understood that power grows strongest when it is hidden, because what people cannot see, they cannot attack. The moment you speak your plans aloud, you hand others the chance to sabotage them. The moment you show your progress too early, you invite envy disguised as advice. That is why the wise move quietly, execute privately, and reveal only results, not intentions. Silence gives you the advantage of unpredictability. When people can't read you, they can't stop you. When they can't measure you, they can't compete with you. When they can't anticipate your moves, they can't prepare defenses. You must master the discipline of keeping your goals invisible until they become undeniable. Let your absence create questions. Let your results create shock. The man who moves in silence has a different kind of presence. Calm, focused, impenetrable. People sense something powerful in him, but they can't explain it. That uncertainty protects him. It distances him from the noise, the gossip, the expectations that limit ordinary people, and it gives him room to build without interference. So speak less, reveal less, show less. Not because you are hiding, but because you are preparing. Understand that the loud chase attention, the silent chase victory, and in the end, victory speaks far louder than words ever could. Remember this, the more silent your grind, the louder your success will echo. Number 8, turning pain into precision. Pain is not your enemy, it is your compass. Every wound you've endured, every betrayal you've survived, every disappointment that left you gasping for breath was not meant to break you, but to sharpen you. Machiavelli knew that suffering reveals the truth about a man, whether he collapses or evolves. Weak men run from pain. Powerful men dissect it, study it, absorb its lessons, and use it as fuel. Your pain is not a curse, it is data. It shows you who to trust, who to avoid, what to fix and what to pursue, but only if you face it without fear. The world will tell you to numb your pain, hide it, drown it in distractions, pretend it doesn't exist. Do not obey, use it. When someone betrays you, don't become bitter, become wiser. When life hits you, don't complain, become harder to hit. When people underestimate you, don't argue, become so precise, so calculated, so disciplined, that their doubt becomes irrelevant. Pain is the forge where your character is hammered into something unbreakable. Every setback you've experienced has prepared you for a version of yourself you have not yet met. A version built on clarity, not confusion, on strength, not softness, on purpose, not chaos. And understand this: the harder your past has been, the more dangerous your future potential becomes. Because a person who has turned pain into precision cannot be manipulated emotionally, cannot be broken psychologically, and cannot be stopped by obstacles that crush ordinary men. You have survived everything designed to destroy you. Now use what you've learned to build a life so sharp, so intentional, so powerful that the world has no choice but to respect it. Your pain was the training. Precision is the result. And from this point forward, every strike against you becomes another reason to rise stronger. Number 9, at becoming a person they cannot ignore. There comes a moment in your journey when you stop trying to be liked and start becoming someone who must be respected. Not through force, not through noise, through presence, through results, through the undeniable weight of who you become. Machiavelli taught that power is not something you beg for, it's something you embody, something you radiate, something that people sense before you even speak. And that begins with transforming yourself into a person who cannot be dismissed, avoided, or forgotten. When you sharpen your mind, strengthen your discipline, control your emotions, and elevate your standards, you change the way people experience you. You walk differently, you speak differently, you decide differently. You no longer react to disrespect. You remove yourself from it. You no longer chase approval. You stand firm in your value. You no longer tolerate chaos. You enforce order. That is how influence is born. That is how presence is built. People start to feel your boundaries without you announcing them. They sense your clarity, your confidence, your direction, and it forces them to adjust around you. You stop fitting into rooms and start reshaping them. You stop asking for opportunities and start attracting them. You stop playing roles and start defining them. And eventually the same people who ignored you, doubted you, or tried to limit you will find themselves orbiting around the power you've built in silence. This is the transformation they never wanted you to experience. Becoming a person whose value is so high, whose discipline is so rare, whose mindset is so sharp that ignoring you becomes impossible. You become the exception in a world full of excuses. You become the standard in a world full of shortcuts. You become the force they can no longer underestimate. That is what true success feels like. Not applause, acknowledgement. Not validation, reverence. Number 10, the rise of the untouchable you. Now we bring everything together. Every wound, every discipline, every silent night, every ruthless decision. This is where you step into the version of yourself that was always waiting beneath the fear, the doubt, and the noise. Machiavelli believed that greatness is not an accident, but a construction, brick by brick, choice by choice, sacrifice by sacrifice. And now you understand the blueprint. You've learned the first secret, absolute responsibility over your life. You've learned the second, isolation that sharpens your focus and protects your mission. You've learned the third, power is taken, never handed out. You know why the world tries to keep you weak. You know the inner war you must win. You know discipline is your weapon, silence is your armor, and pain is your compass. And now with all of this, you rise. Not as the person you were, but as the person you were meant to become. From this point forward, you don't move like the average man. You move like someone who has studied himself, mastered himself, and built himself in the dark. You move with intention, precision, and quiet confidence. You don't seek approval, you command respect. You don't chase comfort, you chase power. You don't fold under pressure, you use it to sharpen your edge. And slowly, inevitably, the world begins to respond to you differently. Not because you asked it to, but because you forced it to. You have become the kind of person who cannot be manipulated, stopped, or ignored. You have become the architect of your own fate. You have become untouchable. And if you're ready to continue rising, higher, sharper, stronger, then make sure you like, subscribe, and turn on notifications, because this journey has only just begun.